Thank you guys for joining us again. Y'all know me. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. That guy, Liberty City legend, Bengals Ring of Fame honoree, Pro Bowler, the All-Pro, that's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. I just read an article today that Tee Higgins market is going to be somewhere a little north of $30 million a year on the free agent market.
Yes, sir.
Now, look, that's his choice. I think he's saying all the right things. And you don't want to come because you know, Ocho, if he goes, he's selfish. Why he selfish? Mike Brown done made all that money. He ain't paid but a handful of people since he owned the team.
You got to talk to him. I can't say it no more. I mean, can you please tell the people in the chat? I'm sure listen, I know we have a lot of Bengal fans in the chat right now. I know we do. Can you please tell them the importance of your first contract as a player after you put all the work in to get to this point? And I know he means well.
Yeah.
I know he does. I would love to see him stay. But you got to say something, because I done said it. I don't think people listen to me because they've been arguing me down. You know, my fans, you know, that I love dearly, they've been arguing me down based on what I said. Maybe if they hear from you, I don't know.
First contract, especially Tee Higgins was a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Your first contract is what solidifies everything. Now that gives you, if you want to down the road, Ocho, if you want to take a little less money or you want to give them a little haircut. Now, look, when I say give you a haircut, I ain't getting no damn bald head now. I ain't getting no Kojak. That's what they used to call a bald head when I was growing up, Ocho. Hey, the old man going there, hey, Green, give me that Kojak. That meant a bald head. Nah, I ain't getting no bald. Now, if you say, okay, I'm going to stay, I could go get 30, 31 million as a free agent. Now, you're going to give me 28, 29. So when I project it out, that's about, okay, I'm gonna lose 10 million. You know what, Ocho? With a couple of incentives here and there, I do a couple of appearances, I can make that up. But when you tell me on the free agent market, I can get 5 years, 160 million with 80 million guaranteed, and what y'all can only get to is 120 million. Oh, hell no. 20, once you get past 20, 30 million, I can't even hear nothing y'all saying.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Y'all bull jiving. I can't give, because here's the thing, Ocho. If the networks were to go to the NFL and say, y'all cut us a deal, what you think they're going to say, Ocho? No. They're not getting no deal from the NFL is not giving, because I don't think y'all understand. Chad, stay with me right here. Do y'all realize that even though like ESPN is paid $2.2 billion and Fox is paid $2 billion and all these networks, do you realize even on playing the $2 billion, the 1.8, the other $2.2 billion, that in order for ESPN to show video clips, they got to pay for that too?
Oh yeah.
11 minutes of video clips is about $2 million. Let that sink in. Chat, listen to me. 11 minutes worth of video clips. How many video clips do you think ESPN show in a day?
Right.
How many do you think they show in a week? Same for Fox, same for CBS, same for NBC, same for Amazon. Think about that. So I just pay, hold on. It's like Ocho.
Yes, sir.
I go pay $200,000 for a car. You mean to tell me I got to pay for the umbrella that come in the car too? You can't give me that as a discount? God dang.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't understand. And I think about the nature of the business when it comes time to get paid. For one, the teams aren't going to come to you with your best interest in heart or in mind. They're gonna lowball you.
Of course.
They're gonna lowball you. You know, I understand. I know the game that they're going to play as much as I love the game of football, but I understand the bidding war.
It's almost like, Ocho, this reminds you of like in Pennsylvania, Montana, Marino, Namath, Kelly, all of them from that little pocket. So many, what's the old boy name? Rebus, from Aliquippa, Tony Dorsett, Aliquippa. I mean, that little small little Pennsylvania, a lot of Hall of Famers came out of there. But this is, I mean, within 120 miles of each other. It'll be interesting. They probably, Chase and Jefferson, they probably know each other before.
You know why they know each other?
Trail. You know what I'm saying, Ocho?
Whatever parts of Louisiana they were from, they didn't just start getting good. They've been good.
Yeah.
They've been good way back
Oh
then.
yeah,
So obviously,
right.
you know players in different counties and different cities that are playing well. So I'm sure they know each other, especially the 7-on-7 stuff when they were coming up
Hmm.
was big. And I'm sure they cross paths
Yeah,
in those
yeah,
type of areas and
right.
environments.
Um, Chase is
Yeah.
gonna win the Triple Crown. Jetta is having an
Uh-huh.
outstanding season. He's over 100 catches. Uh,
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, he's on pace. Well, the only thing is
Yeah.
that he's got Brock Bowers, who needs
Right.
9 catches to set the single season record for tight ends. He
Mhm.
has four more catches than Malik Neighbors. He has 108.
Mhm. Well,
Neighbors
listen, that's
has
it. That says a lot
104.
too, man. That's a lot. Like, listen, Brock Bowers was the
Yeah.
real deal at Georgia. He was a real deal. I didn't know what he would be in the NFL.
Mm.
We've seen many players. We've seen many players
Oh, I knew.
dominate, at the college level and then get to the NFL and absolutely disappear. But
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is everything is advertised, boy. Everything is advertised.
You know why I thought he
Yes, sir.
you know why I thought he would be good, Ocho? Because he's not a finesse tight end.
Right.
He's an old
Okay. Okay.
school,
Okay.
put his hand in the
Right.
dirt tight end. That's tremendous run after the catch. He has great body
Yeah.
control. He got great hands, can catch the ball in traffic. He's good run after the catch. Now, is he Gronk? Is he Mark
Right.
Bavaro or some of
No.
these big
Right.
George Kittle? No. No, 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 no. He's not that.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not saying he's that, but he's a decent. And what I tell guys all the time, are you more of an asset in the passing
Ooh.
game than you're a liability in the run game? Because
Yeah.
if you are,
Hmm.
you can play, you can be special
Right.
in this league. Because that's all I'm asking. And that's what I told him. I said, Mike,
Hmm.
I'm going to be more of an asset than I am a liability. Now, if you want me to try to
Right.
hold up against Reggie and Strahan and Bruce, it
Right.
ain't happening. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, go ahead and put somebody else
Yeah.
in there. And when it comes to passing down,
Yeah.
let me go on and get my little passing and I'll come on out. But they ain't gonna just wear me out
Hmm.
all day long. I'm gonna get me a couple of wins now.
Right.
And so that's the way you got to approach it. But the
That's
four leading
dope.
receivers, all within 120 miles of each other: Chase, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Brian Thomas Jr., and Malik Neighbors for good measure. There's been speculation that the Raiders co-owner, Tom Brady, really liked Brian Flores as a potential head coaching candidate. Flores has done some amazing things with the Vikes. Remember, he was the defensive coordinator when they won the Super Bowl against the Rams, right? In Atlanta? And then he got the head coaching job at Miami. Okay. He was a linebackers coach. When did he become the DC? He was never the DC? Okay. So he was the linebackers coach that got the job, okay, because Patricia was the DC. Okay. You like that? You like Brian Flores to the Vikes?
Absolutely. Now listen, I think Brian Flores and what he was able to do with the Vikings defense, obviously the personnel and the talent and skill level may be a little different, a little bit more upside when it comes to the Vikings defense, but I think it would be good. I think he'd be a good fit. I don't like the fact that they're firing or getting rid of AP when AP hasn't had a chance because he's been going through a goddamn quarterback carousel and the goddamn merry-go-round of quarterbacks. So it's hard to be able to, again, I say it all the time, you can't compete unless you got a quarterback. Yes, you can't.
None.
You can't.
Zero. There's zero
He
chance.
hasn't had a chance or opportunity.
And who did he have? Who did he have, Ocho? He had Jimmy
Yeah.
G. He
Aiden
had
O'Connell.
Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell.
Those are
Was
the main
anybody
three
else? Was
that I
anybody
do
else there?
remember. And it's no disrespect to them. No disrespect to them.
Come on, bro.
But we talk about tier 2, tier 3
Come on,
quarterbacks.
bro. What am I supposed to do with that?
Nothing you can do. It's unfortunate.
You give me chicken poop and say make me some chicken salad, and I need it to be yummy. Nice.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, I like Brian Flores. I think he's done a great job of rehabilitating himself.
Right.
Because all the things that were coming out weren't favorable. You hear Tua say things. You hear Ryan Fitzpatrick say things. There's some other people that have come out and said some things. But look, at the end of the day, Brian, if I would tell, all I would say is this: be you. You're not Coach Belichick. And I think that is the one mistake all the coaches under that tree has made.
Right.
They try to be Coach Belichick.
That way of coaching wouldn't work in this
Be
area
you.
anyway.
If you look at the guys that come out of Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's tree.
Yeah.
Sean McVay is Sean McVay. Matt LaFleur is Matt LaFleur. Kevin O'Connell is Kevin O'Connell. Mike McDaniel is Mike McDaniel. Don't nobody try to be like him. I don't know why. When that's not your personality, when they look up there and they hear you sounding like Coach Belichick, but they're like, you Brian Flores, you Matt Patricia, you Josh McDaniel, you Bill O'Brien, you Charlie Weiss, you Romeo Crennel. You're not him. Why try to be him? So that would be my advice to him. I hope he gets another opportunity. Normally, the second time around is better than the first. Where you go is
very important. But you have some pieces you get to work with over there. Jack Jones, Max Crosby. You got some other young bulls. Yeah. You got
Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
You got Brock Bowers. You got to get a quarterback. You got to get a quarterback. And they got a lot of them. They got, how much cap space do the Raiders have? Raiders got a lot of cap space. Now they're gonna have a little dead cap space on there with Devontae Adams dealing him. They're gonna have a little dead cap space. But Ocho, that's it. They got money.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you don't want to spend on anything. You want
Raiders got the second most cap money to spend.
But you don't just want to spend on anything. You want to spend on the right thing.
I thought Jamal Adams should have stayed at the Jets. I don't know. Maybe it's his contract. He wanted to get paid. Sometimes, bro, the grass ain't always greener. And it's really difficult. It's rare. It's really, really rare, Ocho, that you can build up something here and then go somewhere else and it be the same. It's difficult. And I remember having a conversation with a great player, and he called me. He said, "Unc, tell me what you think I should do." I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I say, where you're thinking about going, they're never going to love you like they do where you are. I say, never. I don't care what you do. You're beloved where you are. You're just going to be another piece. He stayed. And I don't think enough guys realize that. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Ocho, like free agency, and they won't pay you. But when you request things,
I mean, what's fair is fair based on where he was at the time, being a safety. You got to hit it when the stove is hot, and the stove was hot for him.
Right. And think about it, because think about had he not did what he did and he had gotten hurt, then he wouldn't have got that money. Jets are reportedly set to interview Ron Rivera and Rex Ryan for the head coaching vacancy at the Jets. Ocho, who would be the better fit? I'm biased, so don't ask me.
You don't like Rex going back?
Right. No, but I'm saying I know Rex. Sexy Rexy, who's on the staff in Baltimore. His dad came and worked me out when I was at the Broncos, not the Broncos, when I was at Savannah State, Ocho. Buddy, his dad, rest his soul, came and worked me out. He said, son, I've watched the tape. He says, we're going to take a bunch of receivers. He said, we're going to put all their ass in the bag, and the best ones are going to play. That's what he told me. He drafted all those receivers, and I remember him telling me, I effed up. He said, we took a bunch of receivers, but none of them was you. They took Fred Barbnett. They took, I think, Calvin Williams, and Mike Bellamy. They took like 4 receivers, Ocho. None of them named Shannon Sharpe.
That's motivating. And it's...
Oh, yeah.
That is motivating in itself.
Mm-hmm. Who you like best, Ocho? You like Ron Rivera or you like Rex Ryan?
Rex. I don't think Ron has the right... personality is not the right word to use. He just doesn't fit the New York atmosphere, the New York meter. I mean, the New York...
Rex has been there, done that. He knows. He definitely knows how to talk to the media. He has the personality.
Yeah, Ron Rivera, he just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. I mean, good coach. He just doesn't fit in that atmosphere. I don't think that's what they need.
So you like Ron?
I like Rex to go back, especially
like Rex.
Rex is a defensive mind as well, too, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yes. So we definitely have that defense playing well. But let me ask you this: what do you do with who? Who are you bringing in as offensive coordinator, and what are you doing with the quarterback?
That's the scary part. So it doesn't matter. You switch coaches. If you don't have nobody at the helm that can be able to get the ball and deliver that thing, it ain't no point. It ain't no point. You're signing yourself up for suicide, basically, because you're not gonna be able to compete when you don't have a quarterback.
Ocho, check this out. The Bills defeated the Jets 40-14. At one point, the score was 40-8. Aaron Rodgers had a 1.2 QBR today versus the Bills. It was one of the 20 worst games by a quarterback in NFL history. It was the worst game since Davis Mills in 2021. The Bills forced 3 turnovers, notched the safety, sacked Aaron Rodgers 4 times. Rodgers had a forgettable game with season lows in passing yards, 112, quarterback rating 44. Aaron Rodgers benched himself in the fourth quarter, essentially, saying, you know what, Ocho, this is what he said. I mean, it was 33-0. We're sitting there, and I said, at some point, you probably go to Tyrod. Huh?
Yeah.
Probably should have went to Tyrod about 5 games ago. Huh? Oh, you know what? Hey, Bills, I need y'all to give me y'all vaccination status. Because that probably why y'all won.
Hey, so I can ask you a question, though? Hey, Chad, can I ask you a question? Hey, Chad, listen to me.
Yeah, sure.
Is this
I would
any
love for you to ask me a
different
question.
than Anthony Richardson saying he was fired and coming out the game, and Aaron
Absolutely
Rodgers
not.
saying, you know what, I'm going to bench myself, I guess what, maybe based on my play, when there's nothing wrong with it? They're any different? I'm just curious. I'm curious, Chad. I'm curious on your thoughts. I just want to. I don't get it. I've never heard of a player actually benching himself unless he's saying he benched himself, and unless they actually did it.
Yeah. No, that's not what he said. He said he went to the coach, basically went to the coach and said, we're sitting there.
What?
And I said, at some point,
You
probably go to
can't say that.
Tyrod
You
here.
can't give up on your team in the middle of a game, no matter how bad you're playing. You still got to keep fighting to the end. You have to. I'm curious.
So I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, but in fact, I hope they probably look. I mean, he done begged enough for a job. Oh, if they draft a quarterback, I would mentor him. You know, that's not a conversation for me. I mean, he's begging to stay there. He know he's played bad. And people have given him every excuse. And when you say that he's played bad, you're talking about his vaccination status. That ain't got nothing to do with him playing bad. That ain't got nothing to do. And that was 4 years ago. Ain't even nobody talking about COVID. He keeps bringing that up to try to he's trying to do. He's playing the shell game with you, Ocho. I'm playing bad. So let's talk about COVID.
So you try to say you're trying to distract.
I see the right hand is what you're playing bad with.
Yeah, right.
He trying to distract. That's why he keeps bringing it up. Don't nobody bring up that he misled people and immunization and he if he vaccinated, he immunized. Nobody brings that up. Right. We're talking about your play in 2024.
Right.
Has been abysmal.
Right.
There's no way around it. He's played bad. He's still a 4-time league MVP. He's still a Super Bowl champ. He still has thrown 499 touchdowns. He's done all of that. And I say that. But he's played bad in 2024. There's no way around it, chat. There's no way around it, Jet fans. Right. Even the most diehard, staunchest supporters of Aaron Rodgers can't look themselves in the mirror and say he played good.
2024 season was abysmal. It's been bad. It's been really bad. Does he get an opportunity to redeem himself next year? That's the question.
I don't believe he redeemed himself in New York. Now, that's just me.
Right.
Woody Johnson, if the reports are to be believed, that Woody Johnson tried to bench him earlier in the season. I don't know why you would bench him and then have him back. Now, that's just my thought. Look, owners have done things that made me scratch my head before. But all I know is this. They fired the coach. They demoted the offensive coordinator, and he's still playing bad.
Hey, like I said, players get coaches fired.
No. But, Ocho, the thing is this is what you have to understand.
Yeah,
When
you
you
get the
bring
keys
a
to
guy
him.
like
You have
that
to.
in, you basically turn the organization over to him. Tampa did that for Brady. Broncos did that for Manning. The problem that you have to be careful with is that people sometimes that have power, they'll abuse that privilege. It'll tell you a lot. Give a person, if you want to know what a person, people say, well, give him money, give a person power.
That'll tell you exactly who a person is. That's telling who you are.
And Aaron Rodgers has 499 career touchdowns, suddenly 500 on like a certain thing. It's going to be interesting to see. Does he play?
Right.
Does he start next week? Does he play next week? It's being reported that Garrett Wilson will reportedly request a trade if Rodgers comes back as quarterback.
Yes,
Ocho, I remember having a conversation with you this offseason when they were in training camp, and he kept talking to Rodgers. I said, Ocho, that's not a good sign. You said, it's just the preseason.
Right.
I said, Ocho, I'm telling you.
Right, go ahead.
He keep talking. And I don't blame him. Y'all keep telling me. All I know is that when I had a lesser quarterback,
now,
I was offensive rookie of the year.
He's not been being utilized the right way, but I know what he can do. And there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him, but the quarterback play has been abysmal. And we've seen Aaron Rodgers before be able to facilitate the ball and be able to dish it and deliver it to multiple players at a time, because he did it for a very long time in Green Bay. Maybe he's just not the same quarterback we're used to seeing, because there's no reason Garrett Wilson to be upset. There's no reason Garrett Wilson, with his talent, with his skill level, and what he can contribute to that offense, there's no reason for this. And his time, he's young, he's not even in his prime yet. It's being wasted in New York. It's being wasted.
It is. And that's look, guys. Y'all look, Ocho's has a little is a different way. I just call it like I see it. I don't have anything personal against anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't care what somebody else is doing. I just look at it and say, okay, the guy's playing good, the guy's not playing good. And let me try to explain to you why he's not playing good or why he is playing good. And so that's why I just don't look at touchdown, interception, sack, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to look at how it came. I'm trying to look at how it came to be. That's why we were able to look at the play and say, oh, that interception that y'all blaming on Russ? No. That wasn't Russ. That was Pickens. He quit on the route. And so once he quit on the route, the safety said, why the hell am I going to get wide when there's not a threat wide? The danger is screaming up the seam here. Let me just cheat this here. Okay, thank you, Russ. I appreciate that. And everybody like, Russ, how could you throw that? Had Pickens not quit on that route and he stayed wide, that means Reed would have had to stay wide. And that means Freiermuth would have got over the top of it because he picked it. You have to understand, everything ties together, Ocho. We're talking about from a standpoint of running routes. We know how things tie together. Front side, we got maybe the front side, we got a dagger, hoping that safety get nosy, that we got the post on the backside. That's what they did with the Dino route. The Broncos ran the Dino to Marvin Mills Jr. Safety is already outside, so I'm going to get him a little further. Now I'm going to head back to the post. Safety ain't paying attention on the backside. Now I'm past you. So in offense, things tie together. It's almost like, rice and gravy. Cornbread and this, potatoes and that. They go together. And so you're trying to say, okay, this went together. But guys, at some point in time, even our favorite players, they're not what they once were. And they can't do it. And that's the one thing is that you learn is that you can't do it consistently. You could have a game or two, but Aaron Rodgers to throw 300, 250. Aaron Rodgers, hold on, how many interceptions? The man he probably got 3 seasons in 20 years in which he's had double-digit interceptions. Rodgers was throwing 45 touchdowns with 6 picks, 40 touchdowns with 4 picks, routinely. I'm not sure he has 100 interceptions. That's when I told you the other night.
I saw the graphic come up. I saw the graphic come up, and I'm looking. I'm like, man, what in the hell?
If he does, he might not have but 102. He has the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history. So he has 499 touchdowns,
hey,
113 picks, which is crazy.
And that's why he's afforded opportunities, huh?
That's crazy,
that's why he's giving
Ocho.
grace to the quarterback. Because of that, but people understand it, they're going to use that as a crutch over and over and over. He's going to get another opportunity to play. I don't know if it's going to be New York. I don't know if it's going to be New York. Knowing Aaron Rodgers and the way he is and the way he operates, he's going to want to come back. He's going to want to come back.
But here's the thing, Ocho. Ocho, as you get older, you don't get to make the decisions.
Yeah. But
think about it. Tom Brady didn't get to write his ending. Peyton Manning didn't get to write his ending. Montana didn't get to write his ending. Emmitt Smith didn't get to write his ending. There are not very many guys because once you get older,
got a small problem.
You don't get to write the ending.
They just have a very small
want.
problem. Aaron Rodgers might not be able to write the ending, right?
What's that?
But they can't close the page on that chapter because they don't have nobody to open the new book. Who?
Yeah, they do. Why wouldn't you go back to Sam Darnold?
You know what? I like what you did. I like what you did.
You see, Ocho, it's a lot. Sometimes, even in a relationship, the individual, the female or the male, can be paralyzed because they're so afraid that somebody might not out there. What am I going to do? Yeah, I know he don't pay for me. I know he beat on me. I know she cheat on me. I know this, but am I going to be able to find somebody else?
Yes, sir.
You get paralyzed by that because you overthink said situation. I refuse to be in a situation like that. I refuse to. I am not going to let you hold me hostage because Pastor. I don't see it right now, something on the other side.
Right.
Because the Jets cannot see, well, who's the quarterback right now that we can definitively say? Are you saying that there's somebody out there that can be worse? I mean, are you telling me, you mean to tell me you can't find somebody out there that can go 5-11? I mean, 5-12, that can go 6-10, that can go 7 and 9 and 8?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. There are now no quarterback. Chad, tell me if I'm wrong. Do y'all believe that there's not another quarterback out there that can do what Rodgers did this year? Now, if you tell me you're going to give me 2020, 2021 Rodgers, I say, hey, bring his ass back.
Without him.
But that guy, Ocho, you would be in the playoffs. But he's not that guy anymore. Carolina had Sam Darnold and they had Baker Mayfield. I don't know if y'all know, but Baker Mayfield got like 4 or 5 games where he's thrown 4 touchdowns this year. Now, he threw 5 today with over 300 yards. Sam Darnold threw 3 today. He's thrown 35 touchdowns, which is the third most for a Viking. So I don't. So clearly, these guys can play given the right sort of circumstances. Now, look. Right. They were devoid of talent. They didn't have this level of talent in Carolina. So you have to look, I'm not saying that it's all Carolina fault, but Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, you look at what they got in Tampa now, even though Chris Godwin is going down, they still have quality receivers and they have a nice running game. Right. You look at obviously look at what Sam Darnold's throwing to. He got Aaron Jones in his backfield. He got Hawkinson, who's been a Pro Bowl player. He's got Jetta. He's got Addison. He's got Naylor. I mean, look, he's got guys that he can throw the ball to. But it just goes to show you, I don't care. Without talent around you, now you got some guys now, guys like a Mahomes or guys like some guys can elevate like Brady. They used to could elevate, not. If you're in the league, you're good, but everybody is not going to be a Jetta. Everybody's not going to be Randy Moss, T.O., and so forth and so on. But what a great quarterback like a Mahomes, he can elevate those guys' play. Yes, when you're not that level of player, you need guys to elevate your play. And that's what the great skill position players around you are able to do. Baker Mayfield has been better since he got to Tampa than even when he was in Cleveland because he got more talent around him. Sam Darnold was never going to be this good in the Jets and at Carolina because he didn't have this level of talent around it. And so if you go out and sign a Sam Darnold, look at what you have. Do you have the roster that's equipped to help continue to elevate him. Because if you don't, he's not Mahomes. He's not Burrow. He's not Lamar. He's not Josh Allen. That's not what he is. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you because he's having an outstanding year. I'll give credit what credit's due.
Right.
But I don't look at him as a guy that's a multiplier.
Right.
That no matter who you put out there, Ocho, he's going to make them times 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lamar. That's reserved for the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the league. That's not for him.
Tier 1 quarterbacks or your elites that regardless of what you put around them, they always going to get the job done. Always get the job done. Then you have your tier 2 quarterbacks. Your tier 2 quarterbacks, sometimes they need a little help. Now they're good, but they're not great. Now you put some good receivers around them.
Yes, but they can have a game where they can have a game or two where they are great.
You go around,
but more times than not,
you
need to have that hedge around them to support them. Brock Bowers record-setting day pushes the Raiders to a win versus the Saints. The Raiders posted back-to-back wins for the first time this season with a 25-10 victory over the New Orleans Saints. Rookie tight end Brock Bowers led the Raiders in receiving with 7 catches, 77 yards, and set several records. Bowers set an NFL record for the most receiving yards by a rookie tight end in a single season, and the most reception by a rookie in a single season. The most reception by a rookie in a single season in the second quarter, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was like.
Okay, in the second quarter, okay. Bowers also set a Raiders single-season record for the most receiving yards by a rookie and the most receptions. I mean, what's the record? The most reception by a tight end is Jason Witten, 116?
116?
Zach Ertz.
They were dealing, boy.
Because he has, what does he have now, 108? Because I think Malik Neighbors has like 106. He's right there on him. About Zach Ertz. Okay, Zach Ertz has 116. Brock Bowers has how many? 108 now? So he's 9 catches away from breaking the record. Hey, all I know, I'm throwing in the ball. I'm throwing in the ball every day. Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Pat Surtain going to get some votes too. Because when he covered, Jamar Chase had on 6-7 targets. He had 3 catches for 27 yards against Surtain. And when Surtain wasn't on him, what you call Joe Burrow hunted him. Well, hey, you gonna guard somebody else? Jamar, get ready.
Yeah.
So Surtain is gonna get some. He's gonna get some votes. He good, man. That
real
joke
nice.
flew away.
Hey, listen,
he good.
Joe,
that
be
joke
that
effortless.
size, to be that big. Yeah, they tall. Hey, listen, to be that fluid.
Yeah, he tall. He tall. He like 6'2", 6'2.5".
Great hips, great technique. He can play off. He can play man. He's really good and always in position to make a play. Always in position to make a play. I like him. I like him a lot.
Saquon surpassed 2,000 rushing yards. He's 101 yards away from breaking Eric Dickerson record that was set in 1984, 2105. There will be temptations to let Saquon go for the record.
You know what I don't like?
I'm going for it, Ocho.
Especially when it comes to things like this. I hate internally, especially when it comes to records that are being broken, when it comes to players that have incentives in the contract. I've always heard about teams doing funny things. I've heard the stories. I'm sure you've heard the stories as well. They don't allow players to get certain incentives. They'll take them out of the game, or they don't give them the amount of carries or the amount of catches that they need to hit. I hope they don't play any type of game for Saquon. I know they're winning, and they might use the fact that they are winning, or we might pull you out the game to make sure you don't reach that incentive of breaking that record, because we don't want you to get hurt. We want to save you for the playoffs. But just weird, funny stuff, huh?
I don't know if he got that, Ocho. You think he got? I know damn well I'm not putting that record. I'm not putting no record. Right. Okay, if I break Megatron, if I'm a wide receiver, I break Megatron record.
I'm just saying.
I get $1 million.
I was just using incentive as an example of what some teams do sometimes. Players. I'm not saying it's incentive. Right. Oh yeah. Oh, what happened to you?
What you mean? Do I know somebody?
Oh,
yeah,
so
it
you know
happened
what
to
I'm
me.
talking about. Right.
Yeah. I had $100,000 in my contract. I had 115 yards and 2 touchdowns at the half. I needed 5 yards to get 1,000, and then catch another ball, then get another target.
They don't play that game with Saquon and try to pull him out and not give him the rushes and the carries that he needs to break that record.
I'm getting that. Hold on. And I just saw Jonathan Taylor
Right.
go have like 18 carries for 125. Oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna say, look, now it's on y'all. Y'all can give me 25 carries and let me get this number at the half, and I set that down. But I'm not coming out till I get this record. You're too close. Everybody talking about, oh, Saquon. He ain't being selfish. He sacrificed.
Yeah.
He blocked. He does everything that you ask him to be. He's been a model teammate. I don't know Saquon person, but looking at his personality and the way he interacts, his teammates love him. They got him holding up in the locker room, in the offensive line. They doing things for him he never got when he was in the Giants. The Giants organization appreciates him more than he ever got appreciated in New York. Now, I'm not saying the fans, this is not a knock on y'all. I'm saying the organization. I'm saying the Mara. I'm saying the Tisches. I'm saying Sean, or who the general man, whoever. They never show Saquon what the Eagles organization has shown him. I'm not talking about the players, because I'm sure the players loved him. I'm just talking about from the ownership, front office. I'm going to stop it there. You see the way they embrace him, from Lurie to Howie Roseman, the offensive line, and he includes them in everything. I'm getting that damn record.
Let him get it on. I just know the game that they do play. You've experienced it before. I've heard the horror stories about it, and he's so close to it. I just hope they run the offense through him. I don't know the extent of the injury. I'm not sure what Kenny Pickett is going through, but they've got to lean on him. They got to lean on Saquon next week, man. So I'm hoping he breaks that record. That'll be very exciting for him. I'm gonna tell you like this, and I said it 2 weeks ago, and I said it before this game. I told you what was gonna happen. I manifested this. I told you the Bengals were gonna win their last 3. We took care of business last week. I told you what we're gonna do to your Broncos. I didn't say anything in the malicious man. I did it very respectfully. You didn't believe me. You said y'all was gonna win. Boom. Now you got egg on your face. Okay. So you can't say foot or ball the rest of the night. Matter of fact, you can't say any other words tonight that start with a letter B. So say the Broncos. Yeah, you can't say nothing else. Now next week, the Bengals. We got the Steelers.
Yeah,
the Steelers. We're going to take care of business. I mean, no disrespect. If we have any Steelers fans in the chat, I mean no disrespect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or malicious in any way. I'm talking about my Bengals and what we're going to do. We're going to squeeze into the playoffs. We're going to squeeze into the playoffs, and we're going to be a team that nobody wants to play. From an offensive perspective, I can't talk about defense. I don't believe you get into the playoff. I don't play defense. I'm just saying offensively, if we got to score 50, bitch, we got to score 50 and hope we can hold the team to 45. And as far as the Broncos are concerned, they got to play the Chiefs next week. I don't think the Broncos team could be the Chiefs B team. You do? That's how I'm feeling.
They had the Broncos. They had the Chiefs A team on the road to that block kick. Hey, remember, they beat them last year. Yeah. In Denver. They blew them out last year in Denver. For whatever reason, the Broncos, even with Patrick Mahomes was playing at his best, the Broncos have always played them tough. It does, even when they didn't have, obviously now when they had Peyton Manning, they beat them. But even when they have lesser tier quarterback, when they had some of the other quarterbacks that they've had, Ocho, they've always played the Chiefs tough. And we know Chiefs going to the Super Bowl damn near, 4 out of the last 6 years, and they won 3 of them. But for some reason, obviously it's a division team. You're very familiar with them, but they play them tough. Michael Parsons, if Joe Burrow takes this team for the playoff, I don't even think it should be a question who MVP is. GD, best in the world right now. I disagree with that. I just don't believe you can have 7 losses and be the MVP. 5, if he had the same record as Lamar Jackson, you could make a case. But is Lamar Jackson not playing football right now? I mean, we just raved about Lamar Jackson for Christmas. What he did, the 48-yard run, which was his fastest speed he's ever accumulated. He said, man, but I was jogging. Yeah. He threw 3 touchdowns. Look, if Joe Burrow had 5 losses, the same as
got a conversation.
We got a conversation. You got to make a case.
We talking about the MVP race not long ago when I was mentioning, I don't like the fact that the wins and losses total affects whether someone is in contention to be able to win the MVP, because in its totality, it's not fair. It's an individual award based on your individual performance, but wins and losses come into play when it comes to MVP nomination. And you look
So how much did that performance, the question that the voters are going to have, how much did that performance go towards your team winning? So that's how they're going to look at Ocho. So yeah, you putting up great numbers, but so now people look at it like, well, yeah, you putting up great numbers in a losing effort. See, Jordan didn't really get the credit that Jordan deserved until Jordan started winning championships. Now they started giving him MVPs. Now he had that extraordinary season where he averaged, he was defensive player of the year. He averaged 37, 8-8, defensive player of the year. But once he started winning championships, now it's gonna be big. Look, I think, and I've said this before, even when they said the MVP race was over, I said it's not over. I said because Lamar is still playing. Yeah, I said, look, and I'm not taking anything away from Josh because you and I come out here and Ocho, the man had 6 touchdowns, Ocho. He ran for a touchdown. He caught a touchdown. He threw a touchdown. And he's been putting up great numbers. But Lamar Jackson is 39-4.
That's crazy work.
39-4. He's going to be over 4,000 yards. And he has like 800 yards rushing. That's correct. No other quarterback could have done what Lamar's doing but Lamar Jackson.
And what I saw from Joe Burrow a lot more tonight is I saw him changing some of the plays. And I think I don't know if he should be being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, had the freedom to override what Zach calls based on what he sees in front of him and be able to change it. Like stuff like that is good. Like that goddamn 4th and 1. You should have changed that goddamn play after the timeout. The game didn't have to be that close.
Oh yeah, because he looked like he put a Chase on the one to Tee Higgins, the first one. He put that thing. He put the T to Chase. He's like, Chase, no, go over here. And now he's got 29 outside leverage on him. Ain't nothing you could do about that. And then one of the best throws of the night is that when Bo hit Marvin Mims Jr. on the Dino.
Yeah, Dino, post.
Is that what y'all call that, right? We call it Dino. No. That shit. We call that shake. See, all he did was stem to the post. Now here it is, Ocho. See, once I go to the post, I'm gonna widen the front side safety. Now, if that backside safety, if he ain't paying attention, I'm gonna be over the top of him before he realizes it. And that's what happened. See, he looking, he don't realize the danger is over here. When he realizes it, Mims is even with him. Mims even with you, so he over the top.
Mims had a good game. Mims, listen, he pissed me off, man.
Mims can play.
Mims, that second touchdown catch.
Oh, Mims, when he caught that ball in double coverage.
Hey, that was a good 50-50 ball. 2 people on securing the catch. I was hoping the ref said, oh, the ball hit the ground. I was hoping the ref said the ball hit the ground. They went and reviewed it, and they gave this man a catch, man. But what's Mills' first name?
Yeah.
Marvin, I know you're going to see this clip. I know you're going to see this clip, boy. You played a hell of a game. And I promise you, Bo Nix and Marvin Mims, if we had lost this game off that throw and that catch with them seconds on that clock, I was going to fight y'all when I saw you in public. I was going to fight him if I saw him in public. But they played the game. That goddamn Bo Nix could throw, boy. He could throw that ball. He could throw that ball. And when he bring it down and he run and he got to scramble and use his legs, boy, that boy held, boy. Yeah.
He's going to have to make those throws under pressure. That overtime throw. We saw it last week against the Chargers where he underthrew it. I think the thing is, Ocho, is that, and he saw, you read his lips on the sideline, he said, I missed him. He did. He absolutely had him. And to say this, Ocho, I'm not so sure. I'm on the road with a rookie quarterback. I'm not so sure I don't go for 2 in that situation. My defense had really done all they could. I couldn't ask any more from my defense. Yes, Joey B threw for the numbers that he had. But at that point in time, we got 6 sacks, Ocho. We got 6 sacks. I'm in a 1-point game at home on the road against a team that's fighting for their lives. I got him on the road. Yeah. I got him on the ropes, Ocho. I got him on the ropes.
You got to knock him out.
I got him on the ropes, Ocho. I know all the air has been vacuumed up out of that building.
You got to You got to close the show out.
I'm not so sure I don't go for 2 on the road with a rookie quarterback, Ocho. I know it interesting. Like, I don't know if you listen to the sound. I don't know what the commentator said. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see once this thing start rolling. I'm going to look around and see what people are saying. It's going to be interesting to see what people said, what they thought they should have done. But I think in that situation with a rookie quarterback on the road and the dramatic effect of that, I think I go. Tee Higgins finished the game with 11 catches, $131, 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning overtime. Chase Hintz, if that was his last game in this stadium, he went out with a bang. But that's a big if. Look, Ocho, you know this. Everybody's saying the right thing. We won't, and there's no doubt in my mind, they want T back. But if I'm T, Ocho, wasn't T a second-round pick?
Early second, too, if I'm mistaken.
Second-round pick.
If I'm not mistaken.
Early second round from Ocho. The first contract, you don't give a hometown discount. You do that in the second contract.
Right.
That's if you choose to. Now, because see, like if T was a first round pick, but if I'm a first round, I'm still thinking I got to get one big payday. I got to hit him over the head one time because I know Ocho.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Eventually, they're gonna come to me and say take a pay cut, or you have to Everybody is listen, it's not if it's going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. Go study your history and look at all your greats that was great with one team and they had to move on because whatever casualty, they wanted to go in a different direction. And that is the team choice. Because when the teams do it, the team always says it's a business decision. But the moment you don't take less money, Ocho, they say he's not a team player. Yeah. He's being selfish.
I mean, listen, when I think about it, man, I think T gonna see this, and I mean, all the Bengals fans in the chat, I understand how you feel about T, about him wanting to stay on your team. But I think about before you even made it. I'm thinking about before you even made it, all the sacrifices, the pickups, the drop off, the the ups, the downs, the obstacles to even get to this point and understanding I want to reach the pinnacle of my childhood dream and make it into the NFL. It just so happens to be the Bengals. Now it's time for me to get paid for all the work I put in before I even got here. Before I even got here, when your mama had to pick you up from school, drop you off at practice, you know? Yeah, man, I'm thinking about all the work you done put in. Now it's time for that to be paid in full, not in discount because of where I'm at. No, man, you don't do that.
Because guess what, Ocho, you made me swim shark-infested waters.
No, man.
I came out on the other side, and I'm... and now you want me to give you a discount? Because you could have signed me last year. Same thing with Chase. Chase ain't gonna give y'all no discount. Chase got, I don't think nobody's gonna catch him in touchdown. And now he's over 200 yards, like 220 in front of
Yeah. And the funny thing, I hear people always say, oh, we can pay T and we can pay R. No, you fucking can't. This ain't fucking Madden. This ain't a video game. Monopoly. This is real life. Now, what defense? We have to address defense. What are you talking about? We're going to have a $55 million quarterback. We're going to have a $40 million receiver. And then what would be
40?
And T ain't going to be making those 30 goddamn million. He needs to go. He needs to be somewhere where he can get what he deserves. He's not a number 2 receiver money. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to him and the work he's been put in. And I'm more Bengal than any Bengal fan.
I totally.
You know, and I'm telling you how it should be. He needs to get paid.
But you realistic though, Ocho. You understand, Ocho, as great a player as you was, you understand that they said, okay, Ocho, we appreciate what you've done, but we're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
And fans don't get that. Fans don't, and you could look, Broncos did the same thing with me. I understand. I still love the Broncos because they gave me that opportunity. They gave me an opportunity I'm not so sure somebody else would have. And they believed in me. Dan Reeves believed in me. Wade Phillips believed with me. Mike Shanahan, the fans, they embraced me and my family. And I appreciate that. But I understand the business of it.
Yeah.
And y'all
you
can't
know,
say that I'm selfish
and you know what's funny to
because
me?
go ahead.
It's selfish of fans as well to say we can pay all the players. Why would you have 3 players with that kind of money, with all the money tied up into the offense, and just 3 players, and then not be able to address the issues when we've had one of the worst defenses for a 17-game season? It's also selfish to say, oh, we can keep T, understanding that T not going to get what he deserves, and he has to take less because we have the best receiver in the NFL. Matter of fact, we have the best Bengal receiver in history who's for a play. Not one bring truck. They better back up 3 of them motherfuckers for Chase. Oh, you got a $55 million quarterback,
Blank
and now you're
check it.
telling T, sell. Oh, here, just yeah. Take what's
20,
left. Like,
take 25, 28 million.
come on, man.
No, you have a Super Bowl
It's not gonna
offense with a Bud Bowl defense.
We have to score 80 points a game.
It won't. It won't. And you see the one mistake like to doom you.
Yeah.
Imagine when you have 2 or 3. I mean, think about it. You had the one mistake. You had the one mistake against Baltimore in Baltimore, and that cost you the game. And you had one turnover against the Broncos. You're going, and the thing was, you're going to put the game away. Oh, think about it. You was going to Baltimore when they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You're going to put them away and the fumble.
Yeah.
Right back in the game. So you can really never rest with that defense. You definitely have to address that defense. But congratulations to the Bengals. They keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Pickens is going to have to stop having to be so emotional on every play. Every play he doesn't get the ball, he's like, oh my goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jeez. I mean, he throw the ball, but bro, I know
Phenomenal.
He's a phenomenal talent, Ocho. The catches and the difficulty of the catches that he makes on a consistent basis. But if he were to channel a lot of that energy, Ocho, I don't know. I don't think he realized just how good he can be. I don't think he does. I don't think he realizes, Ocho.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He got special ability, Ocho.
Steelers would realize that too. I wish they would realize it too and maximize his potential. You know, put him in different positions to make some of those plays outside of just go ball here, go ball there. You know, man, move that motherfucker. Oh, excuse me, my bad. Move him around. Let him touch it early. You know, he's a playmaker. I've seen him glance and go to the house and go 70.
Yes.
You know, he can do some of the same things T. Higgins and Jamar Chase can do at 6'3", 6'4". He's special, but they don't use him in that sense. So I kind of get not making excuses for him. Not making excuses for him. I'm just understanding how good he is and how much of a difference he can make for that offense and making everyone else's job around him easy, despite him being emotional at times.
Yeah, I just think the thing is that he can't get frustrated. You know, the interception, bro, that was on you. And then they go somewhere else with the ball. I mean, I'm sure they would love to come to you, but I mean, they're doing a great job. They're taking their best receiver, their best DB, and putting him on you. It's not like McDuffie's a slouch. I mean, the guy made all pro as a rookie last year for a reason. He's probably going to make the Pro Bowl again. Him, Surtain, and Sauce Gardner are probably going to make the Pro Bowl. Now, he might get left out and Jay Ram go, but it's going to be interesting. But I think I think Sauce Gardner and Surtain is definitely making it. I mean, Surtain might be one of the 2 best corners, and I don't think he's 2. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the ALC cornerback position. I think that hold on. Oh, that might be next week, Ocho. I thought they was going to name the Pro Bowl stuff this week.
That's the last game of the season, ain't it?
Well, I guess it's because Christmas. It's before the last, because Ocho, we used to do it like week 14. So week 14, you come out, you got week the 15th game,
right? And
then the next you got you close out the season. So I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to do it Tuesday, but maybe because of the holidays and where it fell. So maybe you're right, Ocho. Maybe you're going to do it before the last game of the season. But it's going to be very interesting to see what the Steelers do and how they play this thing in the offseason. They do have Justin Fields. Maybe they have another year on him. I don't know. I don't think they picked up that option, but I think they kind of like have his right. I don't know. I don't. But Russ at $46 million, that seems to be kind of like the play here because the Chiefs will have the bye week, wild card weekend. The Chiefs could have as many as 25 days off before they begin their playoff push towards a three-peat. Because think about it, they played Wednesday. They're probably not having to come to work. They're one of those teams. Andy gave them off considering Ocho. Now, they got home field sold up. So the last game of the season don't mean anything to them. So now they got off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Mahomes will probably throw a little something. He'll probably run scout team Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You're not nervous about
Monday,
that though?
Woo!
Having all that time off, and your team just the last 2 weeks, your team just looking like the Kansas City Chiefs we used to seeing. You ain't look like the Kansas City Chiefs of old throughout the entirety of the season. You had a little luck. You had a little luck throughout the season. Listen, I'm not saying nothing bad about the Chiefs. You know, they are the Kansas City Chiefs. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes, you have a goddamn chance at anything. But I'm just saying, as a team, as a whole, even if you're a Chiefs fan and you in the chat, you know your team has not looked up to par throughout the entirety of the season. Last week was the best I've seen the Chiefs look all goddamn season. All season long, especially from an offensive standpoint. But having that much time off, do you think that's a good thing when they're just getting in rhythm and just starting to look like themselves? Or what we used to seeing, at least?
I think the thing is, Ocho, you can't run the risk. You know you're a Mahomes injury away from it all be over. It don't matter. You get that guy nicked, it's over. You can't play well enough on either side of the ball to overcome the loss of him. He's the one guy that you can't overcome. No team can. As great as Derrick Henry is running the football.
Right.
Josh Johnson ain't winning you no game at quarterback. It ain't happening. Josh Allen get nicked. I don't know who the backup is. You ain't winning no games. Nobody, I don't believe there's a team currently constructed that if their starter gets nicked, they can overcome that.
Because listen, we just saw it with the Eagles. We just saw it with the Eagles against the Commanders. A lot of people say, oh, the Commanders won that game. Actually, no. The Commanders did not win that game. It was a Christmas gift from the goddamn Eagles if you look at the way they played, especially defensively. We ain't seen the Eagles defense play like that all season long. We haven't seen Devontae Smith drop a ball like that could have sealed the game all season long. They gave that game away. 2 deep passes. A 4th and 11. You know what the percentage is for making it a first down on 4th and 11, let alone it not being a pass, let alone not being a run, but the quarterback scrambling on 4th and 11? The Eagles gave them boys that game. And I don't mean no disrespect. It's a good thing. Jaden Daniels is having a hell of a goddamn season. I'm just saying this game in specific should have been over on that ball Devontae Smith dropped. It should have been over. The game was over right there.
Oh, Trubisky is the backup in Buffalo. Hell, he couldn't win when he was the starter. He damn sure ain't winning as the backup. Carson Wentz is the backup in Kansas City. Justin Fields, Josh Johnson. I don't even know who the backup is in Houston. Y'all help me out. Who's the backup in Houston? And that's the thing. Look, it's hard because because you're not able to keep quality people at the quarter. Oh, Joe, you can stash away quarterbacks. Think about it. Think about how long Steve Young sat as a backup to Joe.
Nah.
You ain't keeping no Steve Young as no backup. I mean, think about it. You couldn't even keep Jimmy G as a backup to Tom Brady. The roster spots, I mean, at some point in time, Ocho, NFL is getting away with it. You can't keep expanding games but don't expand the roster. You see what they're doing, Ocho? They done added another game. They done added another game. So they're about to go to 18 games, but you're not going to expand the roster? You can't give us 3 other players, so instead of going to 46, go to 49, 50? Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, back up,
Davis
yeah.
Mills is the quarterback at Houston. Mm-mm. If CJ hadn't played that well, but I promise you this: if CJ goes out, General Mills, Olin Mills, it doesn't matter. Houston going home first round. I don't care. You name another Mills. It does not matter. You're going home. CeeDee Lamb's season is over with 2 games to play. The Cowboys opted to shut him down, Ocho. CeeDee has dealt with a sprained AC joint in his shoulder since November 3rd loss to the Falcons, and he's aggravated almost every week, and more scans this week has showed that the injury had worsened. But, Ocho, you know how they say, Ocho, you can't make it any worse. Right. You know, they always tell you about the injury when they want you to keep on playing, Ocho. Oh, you can't do any more damage to me. Yeah. So, well, if that's the case, why keep on hurting then? If I ain't gonna need no surgery, if it's as worse as it's gonna get, why you telling me I'm gonna need surgery? Yeah, I can do more damage. Yeah. Man, that car already beat up. Yeah, well, I can still do some more damage to it. Let me run into another wall. But with the Cowboys eliminated from the playoffs, the team has decided to sit its number 1 receiver. In a statement, the Cowboys said he's not expected to need surgery and should make a full recovery through the process of treatment and rehabilitation.
Okay, we good. Go ahead and shut that down.
Yes.
Go ahead and shut that down. Get ready for next season.
Yes.
You know, when you get back ready, you and Dak get in the lab. Matter of fact, you're gonna be ready for minicamp. Matter of fact, you're gonna be ready for training camp. That's another duo. Y'all need to hit the ground running.
Yeah. But Ocho, they weren't. They weren't on the level that I thought they were going to be on, considering what they were last year.
You know that chemistry. It ain't like, listen, that chemistry has to be built back up. CeeDee Lamb missed all the training camp.
Okay.
Eric, we gonna get a deal done. We gonna get a deal done. You playing around, you playing games, man. If you serious about actually winning, do right by your team. Do right by your players. Have everybody in the building when they need to be there. That why you think goddamn Michael Parsons said what he said earlier. He planting the seed right now. Don't play with me when it's time to give me my money because I want to be at minicamp. I want to be at the off-season program. I want to be at training camp. I don't want to be holding out like every player has to do when it's time to get goddamn paid. I think they just like the fact that they got us out here begging, waiting on our goddamn money. I think they do it on purpose because the numbers are what they are. The numbers are what they are. What are you waiting for to pay these individuals? Ain't nothing magical gonna happen. Ain't nothing magical gonna change about the market. You know what it is. You know what he's supposed to be paid. Just get the shit done. Get it done. Have your players in there.